Alright guys, we're loading into picks and bans right now. Um,
Yeah, the
Hopefully
audio
the
seems like it's
audio
working.
is working. Everything's
It
going
sounds good.
good. I'm interested to see where these picks and bans go for the new season because I'm not too up to date with
Yeah.
the meta.
It seems they immediately went for the Syllaban.
Yeah, mid bans coming out immediately.
Mori
Um,
and Scylla, yeah.
mhm. Guan ban.
Along with Guan Yu. Not surprising.
Mhm. Scylla's just really good now. Kukulin, interesting.
Cullen, man. He can be a bit of a bully.
The movement
It
speed
makes sense.
is pretty good. For a new map, it's
Along with
always nice to
the set.
play with characters that have a lot of movement speed.
The set
Set,
makes a lot of sense. Still very
yeah.
strong character.
Eye of the Jungle Abuser.
Works in multiple roles as well.
Hmm.
Can work in solo,
Top pick
play mid,
Yamoja.
jungle. Interesting. Let's
I'd
see
imagine it still
what they
gets a
do
lot of
about that.
value.
Absolutely, especially in competitive.
Mhm.
Let's see what they try and do to counter that. Maybe an Awilix pick in the jungle. We'll
I
see.
don't know if you want to top pick a Wheelix, so maybe you pick it third.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I'm interested to see, because with Sentinel's Embrace, you could opt to get more healing items. Good Sobek pick to get the
Yeah,
anti-heal, though.
along with the Danza, he's very
Hmm.
strong.
That's just gonna be a slam pressure dual lane.
Absolutely.
So the question is, do you pick like Jing Wei here to kind of mitigate the Sobek and the pressure, or do you just try to match
Yeah.
pressure with pressure?
Looks like their strategy might be plucking the Emoja at the start of the fight. Maybe he'll pick up a Sunder to Sunder her as well. Could kill her pretty quickly.
Nemesis
Makes
locked
sense.
in.
Strong.
Hebo is open for the third pick if they would decide to go that route. Nua's a really good pickup.
Nuwa makes sense. Very strong character.
Specifically because of the mage item changes.
We're waiting. They're
Mhm.
running down a bit of their time here on their
I
third
think
pick.
Hebo could be a nasty pick here, but then again, you also get screwed by the
Discordia.
Yamoja cage, so
Yes, Discordia. Whose draft are you liking more here? I think I like the order teams right now.
yeah, Order looks like they have an overall like better draft. Um,
Be
just
interesting to see
because
what they pull out
I
solo on both
think
teams.
Chaos's draft is a bit more like synergistic. Like if they're all working together really well, they're gonna do
Absolutely.
great. But Orders, like, they don't need to all be on the same page. They can split up their draft and still be equally as effective.
Yep. We got the Cthulhu ban. Obviously, they know that's a Emoja support. We're waiting on the fourth ban from Madison now.
Mm, Bologna, interesting. In solo, I don't know if you. Mm, the Bologna ban's interesting, but I don't know what you want to pick that warrants a Bologna ban. I'm interested
Yeah,
to see what
interesting.
Madison picks up here.
Is there any ADCs you like into Danzaburo?
I don't really play ADC too much, but I would imagine someone with high burst would be pretty nice.
I think both Honor and Apollo would probably
Yeah,
be good
I think
here.
Apollo's nice because if you see him ulting, you can ult yourself, and there's not much he can do about it.
Absolutely.
Wukong picked up here.
Strong. Waiting to see who is going to be picked into him here.
I'd
It's the last two
imagine
picks.
if you're banning Bologna Suki, I'd imagine you're focusing on an auto attack comp.
Yeah, it's a good Cupid here. Makes sense. The Cupid ult on the Sobek. I mean, he's got the CCM ult. Same with the Wukong. Still
Hmm.
works well though, especially if you're plucking, especially stopping him from plucking.
I think it's just a comfort pick primarily.
Absolutely. And then the Nike.
Mhm. Don't quite understand the Nike pick, to be honest, but
Yeah,
might also be a comfort pick.
I'm already imagining the Sobek going Sunder, just so he could Sunder pluck the Emoja. But now it also
Hmm.
works on the Nike very well. The Sunder will shut down her ult, so If he a Sunder right here would be big value for that Sobek. Now we're waiting for the jungle pick from the Chaos team. Do you know the name of it?
Thanatos? I do not.
Thanatos. And then obviously the swaps. Alright, so it'll be interesting to see what starter items they're picking up.
I think the Thanatos should go within Eye of the Jungle. Probably.
And would you say the same for the Nemesis, or do you think she's gonna go an a spear, a Boomba spear?
I think I think both could work. I'd probably prefer the Boombas, but I don't know if I'd keep it, like, or upgrade it.
Yeah, what I heard is that Fish has been building Nemesis and then very last item buying a Wind Demon with no other crit. So we'll see if he does that here. Alright, so we're just waiting to get into the game.
Okie dokie. Go directed just for the start here.
Yeah, and then I think switch that to items.
Items.
Yeah, that's the best looking one for me. There
yeah.
you go. And then just rearrange the rolls real quick.
Alright, how do I rearrange that?
So if you just put your mouse on the bars of the pictures on the side, all the way to the right.
All the way to the right? What?
Like where it says Kid from Brooklyn with the picture of Donza Burrow.
Oh, gotcha. This.
You can literally just drag and drop. Yes. So ADC on the bottom, obviously.
ADC support.
Then mid, then solo, or then jungle, then solo.
Like this.
Perfect.
Alright.
Looks right to me. Alright, we've got Gilded Arrow on both hunters. We've got the multi-pots on Yamoja. That's interesting. I guess he just wants to heal for both, but the mana doesn't do anything for him here. Nuwa starting tier 1 Desolation. The Thanatos has Hog. Interesting.
Interesting. I think we'll
He
start out.
Eye of the Jungle. Did
watching
not get the
support.
tier 2 boots. Went with the tier 1 boots even. Went with the mace. And the Nem went the Boomba Dagger with the tier 2 boots.
Is there a way to turn off trees? I think there is a way, but I don't remember the hotkey.
Can't.
Also don't know if they have it configured with these trees. We can just hover, I guess, for a bit.
I'm pulling it up right now. Foliage.
Got game pause.
Okay.
And we're back in.
Try U.
U.
Try pressing U.
I think that did something, but not too much.
I think it lowers the walls slightly.
Yeah. Seems like a pretty normal start. Both ADCs level 2.
Yep. He did not get his 3 on Donza. He has his 1 and his 2.
Mid looks like they got pressured a wee bit. Half HP.
Yeah. They're just sitting back, letting
Oh, if that scythe landed, that would have been a huge
big,
swing in tempo.
Yeah, solo looks like they're boxing a little bit. Don't imagine there'll be a solo kill here.
We can check for the totem fight.
Both
I don't think.
pretty healthy.
How are we doing on pot economy in solo lane? God.
They're both about even. You can't see
Nike's got a slight pot advantage. Back to duo lane. Looks like we've got 2 actives used on order, and no actives used for chaos.
Yeah, the new off no beats there could be big for the next time Thana looks to gank. We only got 1 ward on the map is what I'm seeing here near
Pluck on Cupid into a taunt. Taunt was a bit off.
Good from him to hold his beads there.
Yeah.
Need to. And so relics were exactly the same for both.
Another pluck. That's fantastic. And a double knock up. And a good taunt. That was just clean.
And the emoji's dead there for that. Can he get a return kill? Looks like.
And that's first blood. How are we doing on gold here? Let's do a not gold per minute, but ooh, a pluck and a beads force, but it looks like he might pay for it. He lives. Cupid dashes in, and the Donza punishes. Not quite enough to get a kill, but got the beads nonetheless. So still a good play by Sobek.
He did have to use his shell for that though, but it's still worth.
Good mid pressure, but looks like we got a gank coming in soon. Apple is a little bit off, but was that minions, I guess?
I think
killed?
It must have been minions or it bounced. I couldn't see.
And she's going to be able to make it out there.
Yep.
That was really well played.
And she got the Nems blink for that as well. Yeah, Nuwa beads are still down. Wukong's getting a little bit low, but he should be fine. Still got one chalice left.
Nike ult popped. And Wukong ult is still up.
Yeah,
he got full boots off that back, which is pretty good. But...
Yep. Nike's gonna stay a little bit longer. Push this wave as much as she can on her tower, I guess.
Looks like most people are taking their backs, going back to farming.
Yep. Thanos hovering near the Gold Fury, maybe looking for a gank, decides better of it.
Yep.
Just gonna back.
There's that Eye of the Jungle.
Boot's still not finished for him. That's the problem here starting Mace. Nemesis got her full boots out. Sobek here is 5, Yamoja's still 4. Discordia's got a 1 level lead, but Nemesis is ahead of the Thanatos.
Sobek's still hovering over here.
Could you look at total gold rather than gold in hand?
I could, but where is it? Oh, can I even?
I thought you could. Net worth, number 8.
Gotcha. Cupid's sitting real low here.
Yeah. Very slight gold lead for order. Just about 1k, a little bit less.
You sure Chaos has got 1k?
Oh, Chaos, I mean,
yeah.
Excuse me. Sobek and Yamoja both rotated to mid here. So far, it's been very little fighting, actually, this game. Wonder if we're gonna get a fight in the mid 3v3 here.
Good block here.
No Omi here.
There's the Disco Apple. Yeah. That's a dead Yamoja if I've ever seen one.
Better be dead, yeah. There we go. And he gets their ult for that and does not hit anybody.
And a pluck. This Sobek's popping off.
Let's see. Do they kill here? I don't think so without the Discordia ult.
Yeah, no. Disco still at Apple, maybe.
Maybe. Oh. The way she came back from the ult.
Yeah.
But Disco is. Oh, the shell? Does she live?
Not quite enough. Yeah, I think Nuwa went up and then started landing back down closer to bait there, which is a good call actually, because this Disco's ahead.
Fortunately, did not work out.
Well, I mean, probably knew she was gonna die, but wanted to grab the Disco in return, which is fair.
Cupid still sitting under tower.
Oh shoot, I missed the ult play. That was unfortunate.
Too busy for Cupid.
Too busy analyzing that last play to see that. I'd imagine Thana ult popped. Yeah, Thana ult must have came down, and it looks like there was a Cupid beads into an ult.
Absolutely, Cupid beads. Cupid looks like he's going straight into Berserkers. Doesn't look like he's picking up Devos.
Double gilded, so looks like a lot of farming in the duo lane.
Absolutely. Danza's already got 40 stacks on his Devos. Really trying to play through their Danza, it looks like here. With the Thanatos ult on the Cupid. He's going to be quite farmed. And you can see he's 800 gold up on the Cupid, so. Huh, what do you think Emote is building into here?
Not sure. Might be able to make a play on Disco. The rest of the team isn't there. Oh! Apple onto Nuwa here. Everything's being dumped into Nuwa here. They might be able to get some return kills.
He's living for quite a long time here.
Yeah. There was a lot of resources they dumped in.
Pluck, though. Looks like the pluck saves the Thanatos from the Nemesis.
Yeah, there's a lot of resources.
Well, when's this pluck coming back up? Oh, yeah. The scythe.
Just a bit too quick on the punish.
For Chaos. They've got the 3k gold lead now. Looks like they're going to kill the Greater Scorpion on Gold Fury side. Wukong is getting a little bit low. It looks like he may have just popped his ult in solo lane. Yep.
And Nike ult is still up. Good Tiger stun. Full kit up, but that looks like a kill.
Yeah, he's dead. There we go. The solo kill for Rerum.
Yeah, the Tiger stun was solid damage-wise, but not having it up was kind of left at the mercy of the Rend.
Looks like the emoji's gonna go into Lotus Crown, I would assume. Don't see a Jade Emps or a Celestial Legion here. Cupid still does not have his Berserkers. I think he's just trying to farm.
We're gonna see a purple fight. He's one level down.
Yep.
Important to keep in mind.
Both middle laners still do not have their first item fully finished. Sobek went into Thebes. Well, let's see.
Looks like we got a Scorpion.
Oh, we forgot to mention, Discordia went Sands of Time. That would be interesting.
Yep. Not the most conventional choice.
Absolutely not.
These freaking trees, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're fully getting in the way. I'm assuming she's going Pendulum. I don't see alternate timeline being picked up here.
It is a lot of power for Pendulum. Looks like we're getting a Thanatos gank. Possibly? Nope, more pathing to gold. Got a little bit of a scuffle in mid. Emoji taking some poke.
So I'm wondering to see what this emoji goes into after her Lotus. Do you think she might just go maybe a Sov? I don't see her going Thebes after the Lotus.
Got a 3-man gank incoming onto this Cupid. Feels bad.
Cupid should be dead here. Oh, but the pluck is off.
No scythe.
Too far away.
And a return Cupid ult.
The Thanatos should be dead.
Oh!
The Thanatos is dead.
Yep.
Let's see. Can them do anything here? 1v3 with the emoji arriving?
Counter rotation's good. Good Yamoja ult.
Discordia should be dead here. Danza ult. Yamoja's dead for that. Can Discordia, can the Nuwa help? Looks like Nuwa should be getting out here.
No mana though.
Oh.
Beads is popped. There's gonna be a pluck incoming.
Does the Sobek have the pluck already?
Yep.
Oh. And just about dead. There we go. It's a 4 for 2 for Chaos.
Very close fight. A little bit
just
staggered, but
absolutely
very close.
Staggered. That Danza lived through that full Yamoja ult and the rest of the fight.
Those are the numbers. Blue went in.
Danza and Cupid fighting here? Danza, yeah, just uses his 3 and gets out.
Yeah, I think this is just going to be a disengage from Chaos. Oh, they're going for it.
Oh.
No
Get anything
dash
here
up.
as we look through the trees?
Yep.
Oh, the Emoja pluck. Oh,
Sobek alive.
just barely lives. Is he gonna go back in and pluck? No way, right?
No way.
He was looking for it for a second there, for the pluck on the Emoja. I think he decided against it. Good Emoja 3 here, but can't tell where he is because of the leaves. Oh, the Sobek's going back in.
He is still alive.
Another kill from the Nike onto the Thanatos, rather than the Wukong. Wonder
Swinging
how
that
happened.
weight around. Looks like a
Wukong's
Nike ult.
back by the speed buff. Oh, does he get him with the blink? Forces his ult. Let's see if he can get out here. I doubt he can.
He is bird.
Oh, the bird form. The Nemesis.
Dude,
went
there's
over
so
to
much
Scorpion
happening
rather
right
than
now.
him.
Disco kill and duo lane. Fight at the speed
they're
buff.
absolutely fighting now.
Splitting
We're at
up the
19
map.
kills in 13 minutes.
Looks like Nem's grabbing the Scorpion.
Very quickly picked up the pace. I think for Order to have a good chance here, we're gonna need a big solo rotation.
That is
So
where
it's
they're
team
winning
fight.
most of their pressure from.
If she could get a good kill onto the Discordia or the Danza, that'd be really big for Order.
It looks like we got a pause
Another
here.
pause. Let's look at the builds. What do you think the emoji's going into here? A Heartward?
Maybe Heartward,
Maybe
could be a pest, although
Pest, possibly.
unlikely.
You think a Talisman, maybe?
Could be. I don't know how useful that is on Yamoja.
Yeah, and I doubt she's going Bulwark of Hope. Maybe the Nike's going Bulwark of Hope. Because Nike also has the tier 1 talisman.
Nike makes good use of Talisman, actually.
That's true. I would imagine it's Heartward.
Interesting, Thanatos going into a Soul Eater? Is that?
Must be. It's tier 2 Soul Eater there.
There's 2 Soul Eaters coming out from Chaos. A Pestilence actually wouldn't be bad. Gonna need anti-heal for that, so between Sobek and 2 Soul Eaters.
Disco's got a 1,000 gold lead. That's a tier 2. I assume Deso she's going into. Maybe a Divine.
Yeah, I think you kind of want Divine.
And the Danza's got a almost 2.3k lead.
With Eggsy and whatever. That's probably a Kins.
I would assume Kins, yeah. I can't imagine him going Aussie and Devos.
Cupid's going Fail Not, so unfortunately, he's not that powerful right now. He really needs that Fail Not to spike him.
Early Wind Demon right after her stone cutting. Interesting to see how that works out. Wukong's almost got his Soul Eater stacked.
You think that Wukong's building into a Glad, Shifters?
It's gotta be Glad or Shifters. No way he's going Berserkers.
I think it'd really like Shifters in that spot. You have a lot of power with that build.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he could go full tank after that and do plenty of damage.
Like, you get Shifter's Void with that build, and you're absolutely slapping. You do kind of get chunked by New Wall.
Interesting. Though. I think even if the emoji finishes her Heartward here, she does not have the 300 mana or MP5.
I think actually he might not be going as Shifters here just because he has Thorns, so I think you want Beads if you were going into a more damage heavy build.
Yeah, the Glad would make sense. No, but I'm just looking at the Emoja. She only has 270 mana or MP5, so it'll be interesting from items, obviously. It'll be interesting where she'll get the last 30 so she can complete her passive.
Looks like we see split objectives here.
Still a better trade for Chaos.
Yeah, although Order really can't do much there because Chaos is ahead.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you just take what you can get.
If Cupid
good call.
steps up, he'll have a big problem.
Yeah, Cupid doesn't have Fail Not. That just weakens their team fight a lot.
Another pause.
Looks like it.
Sobek getting the Stone of Binding. What do you think about that here when he already has the CDR boots and the Thebes finished?
I would have personally chosen to go it in the opposite order,
Yeah,
but
I would have as well. Or maybe a
it's
tank
still
boots with it.
equally as effective. It just depends. Do you want to be more aggressive early, or do you want to be more passive early?
Yeah. I think it may be a little bit redundant with the CDR boots as the mana doesn't really give him any. The MP5 doesn't really help him here. I think I would have liked to see the tank boots there with and then the Stone of Binding.
Perhaps not bad for the path he chose to go though.
Yeah. The new Waz level 12 should be backing soon to pick up an Aegis, I would assume.
Probably. What else do you? I saw Nuwa get Blink the other day, but
That's I don't think that's what she's gonna do, especially
that's
with the
pretty
Thanatos here.
spicy. But
It would be spicy.
think about it.
He's an
You
Aegis.
blink 3 alt.
That's big.
That's big.
Um, the Beads and Aegis from the ADC and mid laner on Chaos. Blink Beads, obviously, Jungle, and Blink Thorns for their soul laner. What second relic do you want the Sobek to get here now that he's 12? Are you thinking Blink, Sunder, maybe something completely different?
I'd probably lean on Blink, but I mean it's pretty hard to argue against a Sunder into Nike Emoja.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. He didn't think he needed Blink at the first 12 levels, so
Heck,
maybe he thinks he can go the whole game without it.
Ankh might be an interesting pickup.
Ankh could be interesting, yeah.
You cut the shield in half, which is better than nothing. You lower the Yemoja and the hearts.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, looks like the Nuwa DC'd for a second there. Showed her as level 1.
Yeah, she was the one who was they were pausing for. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Back now.
It's a tough game for the Nuwa here and the Emoja. 1 and 5 and 0 and 4. Think maybe I would have liked to see the Nemesis try and force something more in mid.
Tough to do against the Thanatos.
Yeah, the Thanatos and Sobek would definitely cause problems for her. And there's the unpause.
Yeah, the Sobek has done a really good job with his plucks.
Absolutely. He's barely missed any, if at all. Which is really hard. It's hard to fight a Sobek when he doesn't miss anything.
Nike's proxying right now.
Yeah.
Going
Nemesis still doesn't have the second relic. There we go. Just got the beads. What do you think? Nemesis is or Nike's level 15, still no second relic. What do you think she goes into here?
Personally, I would grab a Thorns. I don't think there's many other options for Nike, to be honest. And now they're all dumping everything into her.
Donza's even over here.
Huge rotation.
We'll probably look for a Fire Giant here after the tier 1 tower. They might even go tier 2 because the Cupid and them are on left.
I think you really have to gas it on this disco here. You know where everyone else is on the map.
There's the Aegis and from the Nemesis ult. Nuwa avoids the ult with her ult, and there we go. They get the Pyromancer. Did they get the Pyromancer?
I'm not 100% certain.
Looks like they're just gonna try and fight in mid rather than go for the FG. And Cupid gets his back off. Should have a good amount of gold in hand here. Yeah,
Click on Yemoja, that should be pretty much it.
That's her ult, she's dead.
Thana ult, will we see a dunk onto Nem? Yep.
Yeah. Does she get, big shell, or big 3 there. She should be just fine. Looks like they're over here on left. Gold Fury's down. What do you think they go for here? Maybe just back?
Did secure the red buff. Good to know. How much gold do they have in hand?
Nike went for the beads rather than the thorns.
Yeah, Chaos is sitting on a ton of gold here.
Absolutely. I think they're gonna wrap up this T1 tower and back and spend their gold and look for a Fire Giant play, I would assume. We don't actually have a ward on the FG, just around it from order. can't tell if I just can't see, but I don't see many wards from Chaos here around the Fire Giant.
Cupid does have his fail not now, and that is a talisman on
and
the Yemoja.
all of orders grouping up around the right side of the map, but looks like Cupid's gonna go clear that wave. Never mind, turns around, decides it's time to fight for the FG. Yeah, there's
There, the
ward
ward's coming
control.
out.
Yeah, the ward control from the Chaos team on the actual Fire Giant, but Order has good wards around the rest of the pit. Cupid's off and left here with Nuwa. Would not be a bad idea to maybe go for FG here from Chaos, look for a fight, while Cupid clears that wave and left.
Oh, interesting Riptide.
Don't think they get anything off of that.
Yeah, you can just sneak his way out.
They're just looking for the red buff engage. No, Nemesis is going to be able to secure it with the new Waz help.
Good job by Order securing it. Everyone rotated over.
We're really in a dance here. Neither team wants to engage first. Yeah, the Thanatos does have the Soul Eater going into a Void Shield.
All it's gonna take is one pick.
The Wukong got the shifters. Looks like he's going into Glad now. So really no magic prots yet. This Nuwa and this Yemoja should be doing a good amount of damage to him. And the Yemoja went Talisman.
Yep.
And the Nike still only is at the tier 2.
Looks like Chaos is just roaming in the jungle trying to get one pick here so that they can go for either a primal into fire or some sort of just straight up fire rush.
Yeah, it seems like Order's just gonna give this one up, I would assume.
They do have vision on it, so they know that they're there.
Yeah, if this Nike goes in, they should be able to just turn on her.
I think there's a pyro split happening here.
Do they go for her? Sobek does not go for the pluck. Pyro yet again. Nuwa and Yemoja.
Are they gonna be able to burn it quick enough though with just Nuwa and Yemoja? I don't think so.
Maybe I don't know if it was the best play for the Nemesis to go for the blue buff there. Yeah, they don't get the Pyro because she went for the blue.
And now Chaos is gonna end up getting the Pyromancer.
Yep. But both teams are here for this Fire Giant here, all 5 members. Everyone's relics are up. So let's see how this fight goes. Nemesis is ahead, but Nuwa's behind. Donza's ahead, Yemoja's behind, and Nike's ahead. So the lead really is in everyone besides the solo and jungle for Chaos here. Oh, Nike goes into the Deathbringer. And Discordia is getting her Ob Shard. What do you think this Nuwa's going into here? It has to be a Tahuti, right?
It has to be. Could be a Charon's, but I feel like Shard is just better.
I highly doubt it can't be a Chronos, because then she'd have 50% cooldown. Plus a red pile would make it 60. Oh, Thana's dead and Nemesis gets out. Had both dashes up. Will the Nike get the kill on Discordia here? Sobek's here. Does he get a good peel? No. This is looking like a good fight for Order here. Yeah, the ult down onto the Wukong. He has no ult. He's dead. This is a great fight for them.
Fire start. Sobek up. Donza up to steal. Donza's steal potential is not great, but it's not nothing. Sobek's gonna need to make a lot of room here. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem for Chaos.
They should be able to secure this, but we'll see.
Yemoja ult here, fantastic for separating the Sobek off.
Maybe they get the kill on the Sobek as well. The Donza 2 stops Nike though, and he's out. Oh, the blink from them, and he's dead. So where do you want to see them push here? Just go straight for solo?
Yeah, I think you gotta shove it down right lane.
Should be able to get Phoenix here, right?
I don't know if you want to shove Phoenix. It's certainly an option, but it's the least valuable Phoenix, and you got 3
Yeah.
towers up, so...
Maybe they'll wrap up the towers and then look for a Phoenix.
Yeah, if you go from right to left, wrapping up towers, then you have a chance to siege the left Phoenix.
Yep, absolutely.
You're also sitting at 2k gold in hand, so I think the correct play is to back after sieging the left tower.
Absolutely. Be good
Like,
for the Nuwa to finish that item.
you could go
Or-
for the Phoenix siege, but at the same time, like, you have so
Yeah.
much gold
Oh,
in your
there-
pocket, and the
yeah.
wave's not pushed up, so...
Yeah, and the Sobek did go for that Sunner we were talking about. They forced the Wukong ult.
Few ults popped. Overall, an advantage for Chaos here. They might be able to kill the Nike.
Will they? Oh, does he have his Sunder? He did not use the Sunder at all.
Hovering Death right now.
Yep.
Yamoja beats, it looks
he's
like.
going for the Nike.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he hit the Nike. I think the Nike made it out there. And both mid laner
barely.
and AD.
Probably won't live for long
Ooh.
here.
Yeah. Oh, with the jump, maybe she'll be out. No,
The
Thanatos
2.
2 is just too good.
Yep.
Unless
Ooh,
she can. Oh, maybe she'll be alive. No.
almost. Not quite.
All of the Cupid's kind of split here, but he should be just fine.
Yeah, they're not. He's not their
This
target
Wukong
prio.
still has no magic throts.
Fantastic pluck by Sobek, but Wukong is getting absolutely bursted right now.
With the new ult, he's just dead. There you go. Emoja's getting low though. She has to back up, but Cupid and Nemesis should be able to wrap this down to burrow up. That's his Aegis, and there he's dead. The double kill for the Venom. Oh, good Discordia too for self-peel. Oh, but the
Ooh,
there's
beats
the Aegis.
Aegis pop. Sobek body blocking with his ult.
Discordia's just dead with her ult. Does the Cupid get the Quadra here?
Probably
He's chasing.
not.
He decides not to go for it, but that's the mid Phoenix there. They could maybe even look for an end call here. What do you think about going for the end here?
It's only Sobek up. I think he can do it.
Yeah, there's
No
12
towers?
seconds
I think you go for it,
Wukong
yeah.
Thanatos. This is such a hard call, but I believe they go for it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty
Yeah, no,
straightforward.
they got it. They got this.
Yeah, none of them were up for like 20 seconds. No towers on the map,
Yeah.
just a Sobek.
If the Thanatos and Wukong are spawning 5 seconds earlier, it becomes
A lot
very
more
close
sus.
call, but yeah.
Even then, I think
There
you
you
take the
go.
Titan poke. Makes them have to play a lot
Alright.
more scared.
Right, so I think there'll be a quick break before the next game starts. We'll be back to you in a couple of minutes, I think.
Yep, we'll see in a bit. Alright, we've loaded into picks and bans for game number 2 here. Side switched as usual. Looks like we're seeing the Morgan ban and the Cuckoo ban staying about the same. Madison going with a little different ban strat this time. Instead of opting for the Yemoja pick, they're deciding to ban it, probably because they've know that Yemoja's a high priority pick, at least in this matchup. Perhaps the enemy support also plays a lot of Yemoja, and they're suspecting that they will first pick it instead. Now that the enemy team has first pick, so they're going to elect to ban it this time with the Scylla, just like last game, to follow it up. I probably wouldn't have showed my hand so early and would have banned the Yemoja later, but perhaps there's something in the draft that they want to have the flexibility if they remember and to adapt and not be forced to last ban something. But Persephone's going to get banned out here. High priority mages gone out of the pool, along with Kukulkan. We'll see if Madison decides to ban the set again, and they will. And let's see how the picks here change. Don's a top pick. Not too different from last game. Of course, last game Yemoja was top pick, so let's see if Madison decides to respond with a Sobek pickup or if they're going to let him have it again. Guan Yu picked up here. That's a very smart choice. That's what the ban they gave up for the Yemoja. So, enemy team showing that they value the Danzabura more than they value the Guan Yu. Two very solid pickups for Madison. Two very strong gods right now. The Nem taken away. A little bit of an adaptation there. It's pretty much clean because it's a very low likelihood that Madison decides to pick up the Hebo to counterpick it. And Cthulhu also picked up another thing that got banned last game. Both solos have very strong teamfight ults. The Nem was actually a really smart pickup here because that's a really solid pick into Cthulhu because you can burn him easier. So Cupid also being picked up here. Very good at peeling the Nem off of people with the Fields of Love. Also gives your team a little bit more CC. They've rounded off their draft with a decent amount of CC, so Order looks like they're going to need a bit more, though. Yes, they have the Cthulhu ult, which is decent CC, and Donza has a lot of conditional CC, and you have soft CC in the form of Nem, but I think you don't really have any, like, setup CC. Like, you have Cthulhu for hard initiation, but that hard initiation doesn't usually involve setting up for backline follow-up. So I'd prefer if Order picked backliners that can hold their own, and they really play around a split dive comp, because right now Chaos is looking like if they just decide that they want a cavalry charge and burn somebody, they can super easily do that between their setup from, Clay Soldier Stun, the Cupid Heart Bomb. They've got a lot of CC that enables them to play that playstyle. So I'd prefer if the backline for Order was just like we're going to let the Cthulhu dive with the Nemesis, and we're just going to try to live in the backline. Because Chaos looks like they have the overall better draft right now. Like, if they try to out-team fight them in a traditional 5v5, I don't think they can win. Just because of their draft. I think you want a solid support diver, but then again, I don't know how easy it is going to be for Donza to live with another backliner. You might be forced to pick, like, a super safe support. There it is. Super safe support, Khepri Thoth. Thor here be nasty. Although you don't really team. Your initiation would be so good if you had a Thor though. Seuss is actually disgusting into that comp. And he's open. Anything that can stick to the Thothun bots is banned, so obviously you can't do that. But anything that can follow up from a long range, like I said, Thor's one, Seuss is one, Hoonbots is one, but he's already banned. Anyone with solid chase potential, Ratatosker, there you go, there's a good one. Yeah, I think Chaos has a really solid draft here. They just got to be cognizant of enemy ult timers, but if they play around, you know, the Khepri ult, they play around the Cthulhu ult, I find it pretty hard for them to not take the dub here. But then again, all it takes is one bad team fight. And if Thoth is allowed to free cast the whole fight, and they dive on him, gets Khepri ulted, and continues to free cast, then it could all go downhill really fast. So interested to see how this one plays out.
Alright, I have returned.
We have just finished the picks and bans for game number 2 here.
The new Wa again. The Guan Ganesha Rat. Thoth, Khepri, Nem, Danza, Cthulhu. Who do you like more here?
I just finished saying that I like Chaos way more for team fighting, but I like Order way more for staggered split fights. I think their dive...
Would definitely agree.
Yeah, like the dive between Cthulhu and Nem is really solid.
Along with the Khepri ult
Yeah,
on either the Cthulhu or the Nem, that's just great.
Or you can just use it to counter their dive.
Yeah, as well.
So I think
it's a great pick here.
Yeah, so I think, I was saying you either need to pick someone who dives really well or someone who's like really hardcore support.
Yeah, and the Khepri ult can also help if one of your backliners is low on a new wall. Oh, and yeah. That'd be strong as well.
So yeah, I said they favor a lot more split fights, but like the initiation between the Ganesh ult, the Guan ult, the Rat ult is really solid. So any like 5v5 team fights,
dive, along with a Cupid ult on top of that.
Yeah, I think any 5v5 team fights, you favor Chaos, but any split fights, you favor Order.
Probably gonna be looking to dive the new Wa hardest, because I think the Cupid will probably dive along with the Rat, Ganesh, and Guan. So I think the new Wa might be left a little bit alone during the team fights. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you burn the new Wa and then you turn on the Cupid. The question is, when do you pop the Cthulhu? I think you just pop it at the start, probably.
I think so as well.
You lose a lot of value. I think that's true maybe in the later game. You might want to hold on to it until the new Wa pops her ult around the early game, just because like 3 seconds in the air is really annoying because your ult only lasts for like 6 seconds at the start of the game.
And then a couple people wanted you to... I don't know how you change your UI opacity. I think it's in your settings. Yeah, and then user interface. Then I think there's a bar if you scroll down a little bit more. More maybe? I don't know. I guess we'll have to live with it. Alright, well, hopefully we get into this game quickly. What do you think about this Thoth?
I thought Thoth was a good pick here. Those were like the bottom picks. Or Thoth Khepri. So I said that you want to play a backliner that can stay alive pretty easily, and you want to pick either a support that can dive or someone that can peel like really well.
Thoth into Guan though? You think he'll be okay?
It sure is rough if the Guan gets Blink. That's a pretty hard matchup to play, but at the same time, I don't think anyone else is going to be forcing your beads. Maybe the Rat.
Yeah.
Also, you have a Khepri ult, which makes the whole process a lot easier.
Yeah, and then I mean the Cupid could
Ooh.
maybe be forcing the beads, and then just rearrange the rolls again.
Yeah. I didn't realize we were
Solo.
behind.
Yeah,
So I fast
maybe
forward.
they forgot to turn off the spectator delay.
I don't know.
So
So where are we going? Solo up top,
solo jungle
ADC bottom,
mid
jungle like
support
that.
ADC. Yep, perfect for order, perfect for chaos. There you
And
go.
we'll go ahead and oh, we are caught up now. Cool.
So who do you think wins solo lane here, Guan or Cthulhu? Or do you think that's about even?
I would say it's pretty even. I'd say a really aggressive Guan can run that lane, but it's pretty close. Warriors X. Okay, I think Guan wins that lane. To be honest, Cthulhu did buy TP though, so he'll probably
Yeah,
end
but
up
how do you
winning
feel
the
about the
lane.
tier 1 breastplate on the Cthulhu? I think that's
It's
interesting.
fine. I would have bought Sigil.
Yeah.
That's
Sands
what
of
I was
Time
talking
again
about.
from the Thoth. Gilded Arrow on both ADCs, Sentinels on both supports. Obviously the new one went Conduit. Right, so pretty normal starts. I think the Nemesis went Mana Pots. How do you feel about that?
Does he have eye? Then makes sense.
He has Eye, yeah. Kefri's a bit low, but Order still has pressure. And he's healing up with his pots, obviously.
I think Kepri's taking a bit too much poke for this laning phase.
Yeah, they could definitely turn it if he.
No dash from Ganesh, unfortunately. I don't know if that's a kill. If that dash connects, probably not. Kepri's a bit too healthy, but it would have been close.
Cupid with the miss on the heart bomb, unfortunately. And Nuwa's solo and dead. Nemesis is low here though. Can the rat get her? No, he.
Assume dash was
Can't
down.
do anything.
No, dash is up. He's got Kid up.
Decides better of it. It's a rough start of the game for the jungle and mid here for chaos.
Pot economy and solo lane, Guan is winning out by a bit. Pretty heavily, actually. One pot up and he's up on HP.
Yeah. Guan does have the blink you were talking about. So
Yeah.
blink, shell, blink. The only difference in relics here is that Cthulhu has TP. Maybe he thought he might be getting a little bit poked out and wants to be able to get back to lane. I'm not really sure.
I mean, you're building the TP so that you can win the laning phase, so obviously he felt like he couldn't win the laning phase. But we'll see how that plays out, yeah.
Yeah. They're going for the
Purple buff invade. Interesting.
Rat's nowhere near. Only person who's coming is Nuwa, but she's really just going to the back camps. They're giving it up for free. And there you go.
That's actually
Successful
huge for
purple
order.
invade. Do you think they'll try and set up consistent purple invades and maybe red buff invades as well?
I don't know how long you're going to be able to get away with it with a rat that's going to be getting Acorn in 5.
Yeah.
I think maybe you lift off the gas pedal here for about 1 or 2 purple buffs and then you pick it up again later.
Thoth is low. Take a look at the mid lane. The new ult's just barely not enough. He's probably at what, 50 HP at the most? But he lives and he's clearing the wave. Not afraid is what he's saying.
Nuwa also got pretty low. That was a really close fight. Maybe I should focus on mid lane more.
Yep. Nemesis, how do you feel about going for the Eye of the Jungle and the tier 1 katana start rather than Boomba's in tier 2 boots?
I like it. Depends what the katana's going into, to be honest. I'd imagine a stone cutting.
I would assume a stone cutting as well. Do
I mean,
you like delaying the boots like that? Or do you prefer?
I don't think delaying the boots makes a whole lot of difference, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And also, I think it gives you like pretty much the same value as T2 boots. You lose out on a little power, a little
Chaos.
movement speed, but you get
Support
a lot
and
more
ADC are
potions.
5. Do you think Order looks for the fight here? Both
Uh,
Chaos members are level 4.
It doesn't. I don't think you do because you haven't backed yet.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, they're
Kefri
looking
goes
for
the
it.
Pluck anyways, and the Danza ult. He's inside the rocket. He managed to get it on the Cupid. Oh, but the dash is just up and the shell, and he lives with the Cupid ult. Cupid a little celebratory jump.
Looks
for
like we
living
got a
there.
little invade on the blue buff.
Interesting. So
They're gonna be
counter
waiting
that
for a
Crypto build.
while.
Yeah, it's not gonna be up for probably another 10 seconds or so. Yeah, they decide to give up on it. Maybe look for the Cthulhu gank instead. No, Rat dashes towards their own blue.
Really good job on Nema just getting to it on perfect timing there.
I know that was great. Decides she doesn't want to. Oh, she did get it. Never mind.
Mhm.
Oh, the kill onto the Guan. Shame we missed that.
I was looking at the
Both
builds.
ADCs going into Devos this game.
Yeah, that's what I was
The
looking at
Ganesh
right when
went
that
with the
happened.
tank boots. Again, new starting with the Deso, the tier 1 Desolation, and the Thoth going for the tier 1 Tahuti.
Looks like Rat's
Oh.
going onto Danza here.
I don't think they kill here. No, they don't. Especially with the heart bomb going.
Ooh, keep it all.
Even with the ult, I think he lives. Yeah.
Rat ult.
With the rat ult on top of it, though.
Oh, in the rocket, he's good.
Oh, he got in the rocket just in time.
That was
What's his
well
health bar
played.
looking like? That was very well paid. He gets both ults for his, and he still gets to keep his beads.
300.
That's crazy that he was able to hold his beads there through the Cupid ult. The Kefri, I don't think the Kefri gets anything here, especially with no one else rotating. Thoth level 8. Oh, Kefri just dashed in on those oracles. Will they be able to kill him here? He looks like he's just fine.
What is this camera angle, bro?
Not
I was
really
trying to do directed to see if it helped me catch more fights happening, and then I decided to go to the Cthulhu clearing minions, so.
Cupid gonna back. Never mind, he decides against it. You want to pull up the golden hand?
Yeah,
You
sure.
don't have anything up there on the game stats? Yeah, wow, Nemesis sitting on 1800 gold, delaying this back for a while. So we'll see if she picks up the stone.
Well, I think
cutting.
you need
There we
what
go,
for
the
stone cutting?
cutting.
8. What do you need? It's 2350, right? Tier 1 is 650, so you need 1800, right? Or no, 1700, right?
Yes. A pause. You think the rat goes into? It's got to be Crusher or Jotuns, right?
Probably a Jotuns.
Guan going straight into, I would guess, Genji's.
Yeah, I think you always gotta go Genji's Valor and Guan.
And the Sav for the Ganesh versus, I would assume, Thebes for the Kefri.
Well, this game you could probably go like Genji's CAD Valor, but not having
Probably.
that. Or maybe you try Genji's, with the new blue buff changes, you could try Genji's Glad. It should be interesting.
The Cupid, 300 gold off of backing for his Ninja Tabby. 350 for the Danza.
Hard
Cupid
to
is behind in
assess,
XP, but is ahead in Devo stacks.
because it
Don't
depends
think
how
either of them
much.
will be fighting in lane.
Could depend how much gold is in the Danza pouch too.
Yeah, true. But everyone else is just even, besides the rat, who's down 2 levels already. Wonder how that happened. I assume the kill in the Danza probably made up for his lack of farming, but his full jungle rotation is up, along with the Nems is spawning soon. Yeah, no, it looks like every single jungle buff is about to be up for chaos here. And there's the unpause. Excuse me, the Nems were not spawning. Oh, when you pause, it shows as if they're spawning, but they're not. Interesting. Don't think Cthulhu gets anything from poking him here besides a rat gank. Let's see if the rat and the Cthulhu do anything. Rat and Guan against Cthulhu.
Good
Guan ult
ult.
is up, but there's the Cthulhu ult to immune it, and he is perfectly fine ulting there. I don't think the rat ult's here to try and pick up this kill. I don't think it's possible.
Danza dive on
Danza
Cupid
ult
and
on
tower.
Cupid beads, Cupid 2, Kefri. Oh, there you go. He's got to be dead from the Kefri. Kefri picks up the kill. Less than ideal, but still great to get a kill there on the Cupid. That will help the Danza quite a bit.
Ooh, the root auto attack.
Oh,
And a blink
dash,
stun.
misses the
That
dash,
was
and he's dead
that
from the
root
rat.
auto attack was clean. As soon as he came around the corner, he just got rooted.
That's tough for him there. You think if he oh, his beads are, he did beads. You think the Nem goes for a Guan gank here again? Or maybe on the new wall? I don't know if it's necessarily worth killing this Cupid again.
I would try to focus on Nuwa if possible, but she still has
Yeah.
beads up, so that's something to keep in mind.
Cthulhu going for the totem over the scorpion. What do you think is worth more?
Depends. Totem actually got a lot less valuable now, except in the dual lane, but at the same time, Watchers or Sentinels gives a lot more mana in lane. So the only one who really gets hurt by you not getting Totem is the ADC. So, like, whereas before it mattered a lot in mid, there's so much MP5 in mid now, it doesn't make as much of a difference. The extra
Nuwa's
gold is
holding
nice.
her back for quite a bit of time. She's got 2,000. She's gonna be able to get her Desolation and have an extra 800 gold to spare. Another back. Nuwa just backed. Another pause. I assume she's going into Desolation here. And you think she goes Soul Gem next? It's gotta be, right?
Probably. Could go with
Rat still does
Tahuti.
not have his Jotuns, and he's still 2 levels behind that Nemesis. I think he's got to farm a little bit more. Another pause. There we go. Unpaused again. I believe it's the new who's having internet problems. The Guan and the Cthulhu just staring at each other.
I think most
Staring
people aren't
match.
doing anything right now. I don't know why, though.
Yeah, no, we're definitely not paused. Rat is not farming his speed buff. I think maybe they ran out of pauses and everyone's just waiting and letting waves clear. Oh, there we go. Rat goes for the speed. Is this pause or lag?
I'm not sure.
Might be server problems.
Mm-hmm. Should I pause?
You can.
Just to make
They're
it smoother.
unpausing. They keep canceling the pause.
Mm-hmm.
We can pause and do a recap of how everything's going right now.
Mm-hmm.
2K gold lead, or 2.5, or 1.5, excuse me, for order. He went the Kronos pendant on Thoth. What do you think about that?
With Sands of Time, I would have preferred to see a cooldown boots here, just lean totally into that playstyle.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe he goes to Hootie cooldown boots and Desolation rather than the Kronos pendant.
I mean, that probably works out better, but I feel like if you want to do a fun cooldown build where your buttons are always up, I feel like you go cooldown boots there, and then you just,
Yeah.
at second item, you just slap.
Looks like the Nem's building into Erendite. How do you feel about that?
I personally don't like Erendite as much anymore. It just has a weird power curve. Like the tier 1 is super expensive and doesn't really give you a whole
Yeah,
lot.
it's definitely way more difficult to fit in your build because you need a lot more percentage pen this season.
Hmm. And there's just other high power options that are really nice.
Yeah. Do you think a Berserkers would fit well into this dem build maybe rather than the
I really like
Erendite?
Berserkers now because of the having 50 power and 10% pen's already nice. That's like a dominance, but the attack speed and prot is just a bonus, which is super nice.
And
Let's
then
see if they're
the
caught up.
Cthulhu's getting the Gaia. How do you feel about that? I assume he's getting a Gaia. No, we're still paused. How do you feel about the Gaia on Cthulhu? I assume he's going into. I doubt
Um,
it's a Thebes or a renewal.
it's okay. Not one of my preferred
Mm,
choices, but
Ganesh skipping Thebes, I assume, is just gonna go Sav Heartward, and the Kefris opted for the Thebes. Nuwa going into the Soul Gem. Rat's sitting on 1,000 gold. He just backed, didn't he? I guess he decided not to spend. I'm not really sure about that one.
I'm not quite sure if he just backed. I don't know where he would have came from
He
though.
is, yeah. Um,
They have been paused for a while. Maybe speed gave him 150, and then like the pause he gained 200 gold. That still seems unlikely though, because of
yeah,
that awkward stage where they weren't doing anything while paused.
it's interesting.
Um, he definitely could afford a Jotun if he backed recently.
Do you think both Cupid and Danza are gonna go straight into Exy here? Maybe a Berserkers, maybe a Fail Knot.
I think
Is
you
there something you
definitely.
prefer?
I prefer Fail Not personally, but I'm not an ADC player, so big pause he's coming out here.
Yeah, quite a long pause. Um, Still even on towers. But both Scorpions are killed though, so I'd like to see an attempt to make a gold play here from Order, try and push their lead, or maybe even go for the Pyromancer. So what do you think second relic for the Cthulhu is here?
Uh, you see, here's the awkward part about getting TP on Cthulhu. You really want Blink, and you really
Yeah,
want
yeah,
Thorns.
you want Blink and Thorns so you can blink Thornzold, I would assume,
Hmm.
but can't do that with the TP. I would think he's going Blink. We've got the unpause though.
Hmm. Yeah, I think you have to go Thorns. Like it just, I don't think you can survive in your ult as nearly as effectively without it. And I think you just have
Yeah.
to risk the dash ult not getting punished with hard CC.
Yeah, the problem is the Cupid ult, so it will be difficult for him to dash ult in there if the Cupid's ulting properly. Looks like Ganesh is gonna back, pick up his sovereignty, and the tier 1 Heartward.
Don's a gank here potentially.
Blink, stun, he gets in his ult though, but it's blocked by the rat, he's dead.
Hmm.
And
Clean
along with
gank
the
there.
Nuwa ult as well. Let's switch to damage and see who's doing well.
Okay.
Danza Cthulhu at the highest, followed by the Cupid and the Nuwa on the rat.
Ganesh dash solid. I think his dash was cancelled,
He's
yeah.
dead here, yeah, he's dead here. He had his finger up to root, so his dash was definitely canceled. That was a great play by the Ganesh. And now they seem to be going for the oh no, decided Gold Fury.
Kepri's the
They
one
decided the
primarily in
Nem
charge of
Kefri.
informing people.
Oh, is the Cupid out? Yeah, just barely out. I think that was the Nuwa minions and the stun that stopped her.
Blink.
Oh, but she
Oh,
blinks
slice
back
and
in.
dice, not quite
Cupid
enough.
1 HP just gets out, and the Kefri ult on the Nemesis. Oh, she gets the kill on the Nuwa. She's going for the Cupid, and the Kefri ult pops. Oh no, it doesn't. It was just her
That was the
shield.
shield.
Excuse me. Yeah, it was the shield. I thought it was the Kefri ult. Shame for the Nemesis that she couldn't.
Cthulhu
keep it
is
there.
here.
Yeah, but
So is Guan.
Danza is not. He is all the way in lane. Looks like they're just gonna back. Admit the stalemate there. Just get back to farming, I guess. And she does go the Erendite, and the Cthulhu does go the Gaia. Looks like Kefri's building into Pridwin. I would assume the Danza's getting Xe. What do you think about that Guan there? He's got a interesting thing going on there with his build.
Yeah. There's a few elements here
I
to
think
talk
that
about.
might have been an accident. I would
Yeah, I would assume that was a mistake.
I think he meant to buy breastplate and then bought the T1 a second time when trying to buy his breastplate or his tier 2. Rat going into Hydras, and he went Crusher instead of Jotuns. How do you feel about that?
It's fine. Crusher's still very good. I also think it's pretty awkward to fit Jotuns in with Boomba's hammer being so good.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he could have skipped the Hydras and then he'd be at 40%, but still the red pot would put him over. The Keen size for the Cupid, let's see if the Danza goes Xe or Keens first. The Keens is definitely needed here, though, for that Cthulhu with that Gaia.
Looks like a Gold Fury fight, potentially, here.
Yeah. The Cthulhu and the Nem are going for Pyro while the other three are contesting, and they get them off of the Gold Fury. This is great here for Order. They get the Pyro, and the other team does not able to do that Gold Fury. Unsure. But the blink
whoa! My God! He got ping pong.
Great Ganesh ult. Good blink from the Rat. They just turn the lead around. They're only down by 900 gold, but they're ahead in kills now. I think Gator definitely looks more comfortable on the Ganesh than the Emoja. Oh, and the Guan is dead to the Nem. But in return, Chaos is able to pick up the Gold Fury. That's probably still in favor of Chaos, don't you think? The Gold Fury for their Guan?
Yeah, definitely. Interesting. It definitely was a mistake because he sold it.
There you go. And I assume he's going into Cad Shield. I don't think a Runic here or a Ancile makes sense. Maybe an Ancile for the Kefri Pluck, but I doubt that's first thing on his mind over getting his healing up. And the Thoth goes for the Divine. Makes sense.
I think you have to go it. Cupid Guan.
Danza gets his Xe first. Now it's going into his Keens. No fail not from either side yet. Cupid could still build into it though. Yeah, this Thoth is just instinctively dashing now whenever this Rat comes close. He knows he's going to keep looking for the blink plays on him. I think I'd like to be seeing the Rat ulting a little bit more often. How about you?
I agree, generally. We haven't seen too many.
The one I can remember is the ult on the Danza where the Danza made it out. But he has been doing great with just the blink Acorn onto the Thoth, with the Ganesh helping him to kill the Thoth. Looks like they're gonna be going for this mid tower. Not sure.
I doubt they'll be able to get it.
I think they're just poking a little bit. Looks like Cthulhu's rotating, Guan's right behind him. This Rat and this Ganesh could definitely go on the Cupid. No, they could.
Really awkward decision to just try and hard siege, but I guess there's nothing up on the map.
Mid T1. Cupid's deciding to stay in lane. It looks like he's probably gonna try to trade the T1s. I guess that would make the most sense. Do you think they can get the tier 2 here with the Nemesis ult?
Nem ult.
Blink onto the Nuwa ult makes it up in the air.
Lulu ult. That's a huge taunt from Danza though.
Yeah, the Nuwa is dead. Danza ult in onto the Guan. Oh, he dashes out, and the heal. It's a big heal. He might be out here.
I think he's out.
Oh, just barely out. And he gets to get the return kill on the Nemesis. That's great. But it looks like they will be getting this tier 2 in mid. But the Cupid is able to get the tier 2 in left, I would assume. I don't think the Kefri would be able to stop him or get there fast enough. And the Damza picks up the red buff. So you think it's about time for a firefight?
I would say so.
Yeah, there's already wards around it. Looks like Order has the sentry on the FG. Looks like Danza's gonna push this wave up to the left after this purple buff. How do you feel about the Xe on the Danza and the Nemesis? No problem with it?
Yeah, I don't think it's too bad of a synergy. It looks like a Chaos Rush on fire here, and Order isn't really prepared.
Get here in time. Looks like the Kefri, the Nuwa on the Cthulhu might be a little bit late, but if the Kefri can stall, the Rattle onto the Kefri, there we go.
Good silence, stop the Cthulhu dash, and now that's the problem.
Looks like they're gonna win this fight.
If he had Blink, that would have been a lot cleaner.
Oh, the ult onto the Guan ult onto the Kefri. I don't think that hit the Thoth, unfortunately.
And just like that, Chaos is in the driving seat.
Late. I think I'd rather have the Danza split push rather than back and come over there. I don't think that fight was already over by the time he got there. How do you feel?
I would agree. I think you just run it down.
I think they're gonna
and all of the Order towers are wrapped up. The only remaining ones were in mid. This is rough.
Yeah, this T2 is gone for free.
Looking at a Phoenix Siege.
Push here, or do you,
I would
let's
certainly.
See what their golden hand is.
Ooh, lots of gold. Primal
gold.
coming
they can go
up.
Back and spend on their items. The Cupid does go for the Fail Not over the Xe, and the Danza is going into either a Dominance or a Heartseeker, I would think.
Alright, I think you go for the Primal, you back, and then you just run it down the left lane.
Absolutely. I have plenty of gold. They're gonna trade the Pyromancer. Yeah, this Guan getting this CAD shield for this Phoenix fight could be big. The Ganesh goes to Talisman again this game. How do you feel about that? I'm not totally sure about the value over the Heartward.
Let's see. Enemy comp does have 3 magicals. You do have a good point. I don't know. I'd prefer the Heartward personally.
I would as well. Kefri's still doesn't have his Thebes stacked. Should be getting that here on this left wave. And he's going into a Sav as well. And the Cupid has decided against the Xe, going for the Wind Demon. Makes perfect sense. Wants some more crit. The Danza has to be going dominance here, right? Nem's getting Berserkers. Cthulhu's got Void, and I would assume he's going to E-Staff. Juan's got his tier 2 mantle. How do you feel about the Bloodforge this early on the Rat? Seems kind of like an adapting play. Blood Forge.
He would definitely have skipped the Hydras and just gone Erendite and then Bloodforge. Oh, is that a Shifter Shield coming up next? True Kennet build.
Shifter Shield? It has to be a Shifter Shield. Glad doesn't make sense. I don't think the Berserkers makes much sense. Yeah, the rest of the build's looking pretty normal. It's a bit of a late Tahuti, but it makes sense. She definitely needs the power, and the passive doesn't hurt.
How long on these fire buffs?
They're gonna be splitting 3 in the duo lane and 2 in mid. The Rat can always ult over as well to the left lane when they decide to engage. Looks like he's not. He's just gonna walk over. Cupid ult dropped. Doesn't hit anybody, and there's the big Thoth ult onto the Cupid and the Cthulhu ult. Ganesh is dead. Chaos is on full retreat here. It's great engage. I assume they're gonna run it down left lane here after maybe killing this Guan, but no, the Nuwa stun is great. I don't think there's any point in Chaos fighting here. I think they'll just get killed if they try and turn around and fight this.
Probably?
Rat's getting the left Phoenix though. Do you think he dies for that? He has to, right?
Nah, he's
his
got the
ult's
ult
up.
off. I think you still might die for this.
Yeah, if the Cthulhu... No, the Cthulhu started walking the wrong direction. He's out. I think he might even push up that solo wave as well. And snag this farm. And they don't get a single tower for that, winning that fight. That's tough for the Order team. I assume Chaos is just gonna look for another Fire Giant and another push. $2,100 gold in Nuwa's hands. I think she should back soon. She wants to have that item finished, or at least get the tier 2 before this Fire Giant fight, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Back, Fire Giant spawning probably in the next 30 seconds or so. There we go, it's up. More like 10 seconds. His Nemesis. Good not to overchase. Guan and Ganesh were waiting for her. Nuwa and Cupid are not here yet. They could have engaged. This is a good fight for Chaos if they were to engage right now. Thoth isn't here yet. But they decide not to. There you go. Everyone's just warding up. Looks like it'll be an FG dance 25 minutes into the game. Chaos now has a 6k gold lead. Ganesh going into the Magai's cloak. How do you feel about that?
I like it.
Good for the Kefri plucker, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Thoth... That's gotta be a Karen's, right? He's gonna have an Obshard and a Karen's. Plenty of
Rat
percent
ult
there.
incoming.
Oh,
Ults are
Oh,
flying.
misses the Thoth.
Thoth is gonna get burned
Kefri's
here.
dead, and Thoth is dead anyways. Nem's dead too. I think they just run it down here and grab the solo Phoenix.
Them
don't you
blink
think?
out.
Nem is
Donza
actually
ult to
out.
disengage.
Donza ult onto the Cupid. They can't kill the Cupid though.
Oh, the tower's aggroed on Cupid.
Oh, I think he'll be just fine. He'll sustain up a little bit with his hearts. And that should be a free solo side Phoenix. Definitely, I don't think they look for the end call here. What do you think? I think they go for the mid Phoenix.
I agree. Or fire.
Oh yeah, fire's up. Back fire. Back up, get the fire. Probably spend some of their gold and then look for the mid Phoenix.
Probably.
I'm sure this Ganesh wants to finish his Magais, and I'm sure Rat would love to upgrade his Boombas. No starters are upgraded besides the Archmage's gem on Chaos. And is that Projector of the Jungle that the Nemesis has there?
Yes, it is. Protector with Berserkers and Executioner should slap.
Absolutely. Does not have the Berserkers yet. Same with the Cthulhu, does not have the E-Staff. Donza did go for the Dominance.
Rat going for the ultimate. And Nuwa going for the ultimate. Not gonna find anything though. Alright,
They're gonna go for the Primal. They have their FG for a good amount of time. I'm thinking they're probably gonna try and pick up this left Phoenix again and then look for the mid Phoenix. Possibly if they get a couple picks the end.
Right.
This is not looking good for Order though.
Unfortunately, I have to go check on something, so I'm gonna leave it undirected for a bit.
Perfect. The Sentinel's Embrace picked up by the Ganesh. The Kefri does not have that yet. The Boomba's hammer picked up by the rat. Just can't see very well, but they're looking for the left Phoenix with the Guan in mid. Rat hovering in the jungle right near the door. It looks like they're just gonna dance a little bit. Looks slightly sped up, which is interesting for being on assisted mode.
I'm speeding it up a little bit as they dance.
Yeah, still just dancing around this left Phoenix. Their Fire Giant is running out. I think they have to look for a fight soon. Rat looking at mid, Nems with him. Kepfree's going back over to the left Phoenix. It's 4 and 4 and left, and just the junglers in mid.
And Cthulhu's
on the
melted.
Ganesh ult though, he's absolutely destroyed by the Ganesh. And the Kepfree ult onto the Thoth with the Guan ult onto him. Thoth is dead. Kepfree is being burned, but the Guan does not be able to get the kill, gets his mantle popped. Looks like they're just going to be able to end. Donza ulting in though. Oh, onto the Ganesh though, that does nothing for him, and Kefri's dead. Donza lives.
Like I said, those 5v5 team fights. The Chaos draft just came out better.
That last fight, the Cthulhu, if he wasn't on the Ganesh ult, he might have had a chance, but he was absolutely shredded by the Ganesh ult.
Alright.
I'd love to see the Ganesha damage here at the end.
I will go on to the damage charts, but other than that, well played by Madison. And thank you everybody for watching.
Thank you very much. It was a fun stream it was fun games to cast.
Maybe we'll do this again. Maybe someone else will do it. We will see.
Some Season 8 games.
Alright.
Alright, thank you everybody.
Thank you.